Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, everybody. It is Parashat Shelach, all the people in Eretz Yisrael, good Bar Torahs, people in the Eretz Yisrael. No, I think it's okay. I'm just joking. But Baruch Hashem here. We're in Eretz Yisrael. We're making a wedding in a couple of days. So we have a war going on, and my son's unit is actually in Gaza, the reserves, but he's able to get married, not be in the war for a little while. So Baruch Hashem, he's okay. I'm getting ready. And Parashat Shelach, we got Korach as far as the Sheu Brachos, but very exciting. A few weeks, a lot of interesting lessons that we have in Bar Midbar. Really, each year you come up with different things you read, different chidushim, different things you think about, you read about. So it really is the Torah is alive, especially in these times when everyone's talking about Eretz Yisrael, Lashon Hara about Eretz Yisrael. What could you say? What can't you say? There's real halachas as far as trashing the place and things like that. Be that as it may, each year this comes around and the same questions come up. Was it good that Moshe did this? Was it bad? Hashem says it's good. Shlach lecha. Moshe did it. Was Moshe wrong? What exactly is taking place here? And there's so many questions. Why 12 Meraglim? Maybe just 2 people, like later, Yeshua and Kalev are sent. Why do we need the Rushim? Why do we need the heads of the tribes? Why not real Meraglim, real spies? Like it's spies like us, Chevy Chase and Dan Aykroyd, real spies. Why Meraglim? Why need the most chashuv people in the area? What's each Shevet gets one? What's so many different questions. Why do they start off with saying the land is good? Ephes, the people are bad. Again, just say they're bad, say the land's good. What's all these lists? A lot of different questions, and you really could spend a lot of time looking at all the Sfarim, Rashi, look at the Gemara, look at the Ramban, Kliyakar. You can really, spend a lot of time just talking about all these questions that involve the Meraglim. One interesting thought that a couple of interesting pieces that the Shalom talks about. He has 4 different approaches to the situation, and 1 or 2 of them we'll talk about. One idea is the fact that the Nesim are sent, great people are sent, because Moshe really thinks that this is not a battle of war, of Gashmi's battle. It's more of a Ruchni's battle. Obviously, we're going to conquer Eretz Yisrael. Obviously, Hashem said this is our land. But you know something? There's Canaanim, there's Amalek, there's Emori, there's all these nations that are just really horrible people that are in and around Eretz Yisrael. So there's something to this battle. There's something there. The people are bad. There's got to be something that, some of the traits that they're picking up from the land that makes them really horrible. And we have to think about that. What's the way to approach Eretz Yisrael? And again, it's not a foreign concept, because you look back at Sodom, that was also Eretz Yisrael. So not just everyone lives in Eretz Yisrael, everyone's holy, everyone's dancing all the time, everyone's dancing the Horah, eating hummus all day. The holier you are, the more tithes there are, the more kadosh the place is, the more a person, the more sionos, the more tests a person have, the greater the Yetzer Hara is. So looking at the situation and knowing that there's other nations in and around Eretz Canaan, Eretz Yisrael, Moshe's thinking, how do we approach this? How do we not just conquer the land? How do we live here? If the people are so bad there, we have to think of a way how to do this. And the reason he sends the Nesim, the great people of the Shevet, because those are the ones that really tuned in to know the spiritual side of things. Are these people, what's the people like? Are they selfish? Are they angry people all the time? Are they Oved Zara? Do they worship the sun? What do they do? What's the land bringing out and the people are eating up literally that's causing this? So instead of sending spies to really talk about the Gashmis part of conquering Israel, it's really understanding the Ruchnis, the spiritual level, and that's our approach. That's our approach to what Moshe was trying to do try the message to the Meraglim they were supposed to do. Unfortunately, the Meraglim, because they were Nesim, because they were Rashi Abosa, they were great people, Anashim, great men, they felt, They don't have to really take the lead from Moshe, the advice from Moshe. We can do this on our own. And we see this many times. The greater a person is, sometimes they don't have to listen to other people. The smarter you are, take advice from somebody else. I'm smarter than that person. Why should I listen to my father, my mother? I have a master's, I'm an engineer. Why do I need to listen to the rabbi? I know this. And that's kind of really works against you. Yes, you may be a Talmid Chacham, but there's something to listening to a leader, listen to someone with more experience, listen to someone who has a different opinion, and to be humble in that way. And this was the downfall of the Meraglim. They said, okay, Moshe, I know what you want, but we're also great people, and this is our own opinion. So they judged the land by how strong the people were. Is it fortified? Without looking really at the traits of the land, looking at the people and the things in the land, not the land itself. Another approach to Sivos Shalom, which really hits home for me, is the third. So the third is 4 different chapters of the first piece of Inyan Meraglim. And he talks about that, he addresses the question where they first compliment the land, and then they go south on it, literally. Eretz Chodvash, Efes ki az hayeshev. So Rashi says, well, if the Meraglim come back and they're trashing the land from start to finish, no one's going to believe it. So Rashi quotes the Gemara and says, well, first they started saying nice things, and once the people are kind of hooked in, then they flip the switch. This way, they're not totally trashing the land, they're saying good things and they're saying a bad thing. So they're more believable. Someone totally trashes somebody, there's hatred going on, you're not going to believe that. But someone who's kind of impartial, it sounds like maybe they're telling the truth. But the Sivos Shalom has a very interesting approach, which I thought was pretty interesting. The people going to Eretz Yisrael, when the Meraglim got to Eretz Yisrael, and they see the land is beautiful, there's water, trees, big fruits. They said, this is not good. Yes, the land is fantastic, but that's literally a big test for us, and we're not going to be able to fight that test, because the more things you have, the more you appreciate things in the world, you go the opposite way. It actually works worse for you. You can actually forget Hashem, and now you believe in the land. You believe in yourself. You can kind of control your destiny, control the money you're making, control the yield of the fields. That rhymes. And you forget Hashem. And that's the Nisayim that Meraglim said, yeah, we're good people. We have the Torah, but that's something we're not going to be able to really work. So the fact that there's goodness of the land isn't a question why they can't go there. It's actually the reason why they can't go there. The land is so good, that's why we can't go. The people are too strong. They could maybe survive here, but we can't. Maybe the people in Canaan, they lived there for 1,000 years or hundreds of years, and they're used to the land. They don't serve Hashem, so they're fine with good land, good stuff. But the Jewish people, maybe we can't. Well, we could do it. Because look at Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim, they had nothing, and they didn't follow Hashem. If they go to Eretz Yisrael and they have more riches and more food and more security, then they're definitely not going to follow Hashem. So they use that approach to not to compliment the land, but say that it's not a good place to go to. And this is exactly pretty similar to what the Sivos Shalom says in Parashat Naso. We talk about the Nazir. The Nazir is Kodesh. We said this 2 weeks ago. The Nazir is Kodesh, or he's a Choteh. Which one is it? Well, if you really can't handle any wine and it makes you totally go bonkers, then just get rid of it. Don't drink it. Stay away from it. But that's not really the ideal thing. Hashem put things in the world. Hashem put goodness of Eretz Yisrael and his good fruits and his good fields and all the goodness that the land has. Not to say, that's a test we can't do. No, that's actually a test we do approach. And literally to go into good places, go into good meals and have good wine and have the ability to say, I had my fill, I'm done. I don't have to really enjoy everything. I can stop myself at some point. That's literally Kiddush Hashem. That's Kinyan Hashem. And the Maggid Medrash says, Mal'artz Kinyanecha. You fill up the land with your kinyanim. And when a person does this, he literally elevates that object to holy stuff. So you can go to Papagayos in Yerushalayim, and instead of having all you can eat, just say, you know what, I'll just have the steak. I could really order more and eat more, but to hold yourself back. Maybe 1 cup of wine, not 3. Maybe 1 cocktail, not 2. But holding yourself back and knowing, you know something, the more I eat, it's taking away from my purpose, which really is to enjoy the world and make the world holy, be Mekadosh the world. That the more you eat and the more you turn this into something that's really not a proper endeavor, then it goes against you. And this is the Nisayim. This is literally the Shalom says is how they complemented the land, and by that it can't go in there. And the Nesivos Shalom goes the next word, because Yeshua says Kilach Menohem. They are bread. So what does that mean? They're our bread. So if I say, well, they're our bread, meaning we're going to eat them alive. Literally, the Canaanim, don't be scared of them. Yeshua is saying, don't be scared of them. They're like our bread. Just like you eat bread in the morning, we're going to go to Eretz Yisrael and just take them apart, no problem. And Nesivos Shalom says, no, Kilach Menohem, this is literally our sustenance. This ability to fight our taiva, this ability to mekadesh the world and get our sustainment from the gashmis of the world, that's our fuel. That keeps us going. That's literally brings us close to Hashem. So it's a beautiful, beautiful idea where ad kedei kach, they had good intentions, they misread the situation, and which is something that we have every day. You know, you have some people that swear off wine, only grape juice. You have people who don't use computers. You know, people don't use the TV. Oh, it's usher, this is usher, internet's usher, podcast usher. Oh my God. The bus is usher. This is usher. Playing ball is usher. Why? Well, you play ball, then you can be on your guy. That's a long stretch. You can actually play ball while you're between Sadar. You can actually play ball and be healthy so you can serve Hashem better. You can actually have a good steak and not forget about Hashem. So the approach to totally trash everything in the world and just live without any luxuries, it's not the proper thing. And Meraglim get trash for that. And that's literally what we're saying here. Moshe, Yeshua, and Kalev. Lachmeinahu. This is what keeps us going. The ability to enjoy the world, but put limits on ourselves, that's just a proper thing. That's the important way. That's the way to do this. Hashem made this world a place where Hashem could live in the world, and Hashem put things in the world for us to enjoy. Hashem didn't put wine in the world for us to have grape juice. Hashem didn't put Jackson, Wyoming, and put Yellowstone there for us to not go there. Hashem didn't put the pyramids or the great things in the world for us not to go there. Hashem wants us to do that. I wouldn't say spend 50 weeks of the year, living in the forest without a shul, without Torah, without tefillin. I'm not saying that's the right approach, but there's a mix there. And the point is to embrace it. And you have an issue with something, the answer isn't to run away from it. The issue is to embrace it the right way. And that's the lesson that the Shalom brings in this parasha. Shabbat Shalom.